the 7th grade homework walkthrough video for lesson 3.01a, independent practice. Let's review this homework. How many questions do we got? Let's scroll through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 questions. We can do this. Let me zoom in a bit. Control. Go again. I can. Nice. Question 1. Generate an equivalent expression by combining like terms. 4.1x plus 1 plus 1.3x plus 12. I'm going to take a snip of this with my snipping tool so I can draw. So you can see my work that I show. Now, on your homework, the numbers are going to be different, but the questions are going to be very similar, right? Very, very similar. Numbers will be different, but questions will be very similar. Pluses will all be in the same spot. Let's get through this. We can only combine like terms. So normal numbers can be combined with normal numbers, and x's, numbers that describe a variable, describe how many x's there are, can be combined with other numbers that describe how many letters there are. So like, for an example, 2x and 4x are like terms, and numbers 5 and 7 are like terms. These numbers have letters. These numbers do not have letters. Okay, so I'm going to use a tally mark system. I'm going to use greens for positives and reds for negatives. I'm going to start with my x's. So right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4.1 x's, positive x's. Here I have 1.3 positive x's. How many x's do I have altogether? Nice, I could figure that out by adding them. 4.1 plus 1.3. 5.4. I have 5.4 x's. Now let's talk about our ones. Let me erase my tallies, keep it all clean. I have here 1, 1, positive 1, that plus sign, positive 1. And here I have 12 positive ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. How many ones do I have altogether? I can figure that out by adding them. 1 plus 12 is, 1 plus 12, 13. I have positive 13 ones, positive 13. And I can write my answer like this. My final answer for this question is 5.4x plus 13. X does not mean times anymore in math. To say times, we do a dot, not an X. X means X now in math. We have 5.4 X's and 13 ones. Let's see if that's right. 5.4x plus 13. 5.4. Let's find my x by clicking on this arrow, not that arrow, this arrow, not that arrow, this arrow, just making sure, seeing if there is a specific kind of, nope, that's not the x I use. Okay, I'm just going to type x. Plus, what was my number? 13. 13. So if you just type a normal x, that should be good enough. Let's see. Yay! Nice. Okay, question 2. Let's take a snip. Question 2. It says generate an equivalent expression by combining like terms. So generate an equivalent expression means we are not solving it, we are just simplifying it. And combining like terms means Numbers with x's go together, and numbers without x's go together. So I'm going to try using a tally system again. Actually, this time, I think the tally system might not work because we have fractions, so I'm going to use a rebuilding strategy. I'm going to break this math sentence apart, and I'm going to rebuild it in a different form. To break a number sentence apart and rebuild it, it only works if, in this case, it works because all of the operation signs are the same. So I'm going to grab every number and the operation sign in front of it. This number is a positive, so it has a plus in front of it. 14 plus 14 plus 9/5 x plus -11. And I'm going to move them around in an order that is easiest for me. So I have a plus 27/5 x. I'm going to put the x's next to each other, plus 9/5 x plus 14 plus -11. Okay, don't need this plus sign in the front, so I'm going to erase that. Now, I think this is a little easier of a format to do this question. Let's see, if I have 27/5 x's and I add 9/5 x, how many x's do I have? When we add fractions, if the bottom number is the same, we kind of can forget about it. The bottom number doesn't change if the bottom number is the same. So I know my answer is going to be on top of a 5x. So something fits x's. So let's see, what is 27 plus 9? That will give us our answer. Our handy dandy calculator. Plus 9, 36. The 36/5 of an x, and it's a positive, so it stays like that. And now let's look at our ones. I'm going to use a tally system. Actually, I don't think we need a tally system for that. Let's just type it in our calculator. 14 ones plus -11 ones. 14 ones plus -11 ones is 3. Positive 3. Positive 3. So plus 3. 36/5 x plus 3. 36/5 x plus 3. Let's check. Yay! Next question. Generate an equivalent expression. Same rules as before. Looks like we got 2 different letters. So these are like terms with each other because they have the same letter. And these are like terms with each other because they have the same letter. They're only like terms with each other if they have the same letters. So let's count up. I'm going to use the tally strategy from question 1. I'm going to use red for negative amounts and green for positive amounts. Let's count up our y's first. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 positive y's and 7 negative y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negative y's. How many y's do I have left over? Maybe I could try stacking these 2 amounts on top of each other. Maybe that would help. So if I have 5 positives and 5 negatives, they cancel each other out. 5, positive 5, negative 5 makes 0. And then here I would have, let me write it out a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. these make what is called a zero pair. A positive and a negative make a zero pair, and they cancel out. Kind of like what we did with this, a zero pair. These canceled out. And then these cancel out, and I'm left with 3 positives. I could also type in my calculator, 10 positives plus 7 negatives, left with 3 positives. So I'm going to have 3 positive y's. Now let's count up how many x's we have. Reds are for negatives, greens are for positive. Here I have 16 negative x's. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16. And then I have 6 positive ones. Nope, sorry, 6 positive x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So let's make some zero pairs, shall we? Looks like these ones can cancel each other out. -1, +1. 0 pairs. Looks like this +5 and this -5 can cancel each other out. And we are left with how many negative x's? 10 negative x's minus 10x. You could have also typed in your calculator negative 16 plus 6, negative 10 x's. So 3y minus 10x. And 3y minus 10x. Check. Yay. Okay, question 4. Let's snip, work through this problem. Ooh, looks like we got some multiplication to do first to generate this equivalent expression. So let's distribute. We're going to take the number in front of the parentheses and multiply it to all the numbers inside the parentheses. So what is -1 times 4? That is -4. Can't forget about that x either. Plus, what is -1 times 6? That's -6. Plus, what's -1 times -10? +10. And can't forget about that x. And now we don't need these parentheses anymore, and we have a +2. So when we have a plus and a minus right next to each other, plussing a negative is the same as just minusing. So I'm going to rewrite that as just minus. And let's use our tally mark method. I'm going to use reds for negatives, greens for positives. Do our x's first. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 negative x's here. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive x's. How much do I have left over? Maybe let's make some zero pairs. I'm going to ungroup this bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I bundled them. I ungrouped the bundle, moved it over there. Let's make some zero pairs. So those cancel out. These cancel out. These cancel out. Oh, and these cancel out. So 4 reds trade for 4 greens, left with 1 green and 5 green. So I have 6 positive x's left over. You could have also typed in your calculator -4 plus 10. 6 x's. Now let's work through our ones. Here I have -6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was bad. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have 2 positive ones. 1, 2. I'm going to ungroup this bundle and move it over here. So it makes it a little easier to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make some zero pairs, cancel some out. So a positive and a negative get traded for each other. +1 plus -1 equals 0. I'm left with how many negatives? 4 negative ones. So 4 negatives. I can write my answer as such. 6x minus 4. Plussing a negative is the same as just minusing. So let me type 6x minus 4. 6x minus 4. Put in check. All right. Green check mark. Sweet. Okay, question 5. Uh-oh, looking a little scary with the distributing. Okay, but we can do it. We can distribute. I believe in us. So, let's distribute. We're going to take the number in front of the parentheses and times it to all the numbers inside the parentheses. Our numbers are going to maybe get a little big here. So 48 on top of 5 times 3. 5 times 3 top of 1. That would be, let's see, what's 48 times 3? 144. That would be 144 fifths x's plus 48 fifths times 10. That would be 480 fifths plus 19 fifths times 5, which would be, let's whip out our calculator. What's 19 times 5? 95. So that'd be 95 fifths minus whatever 19 fifths times 2 is. Whip out our calculator. 19 times 2, 38. Minus 38 fifths of an x. Okay, so big numbers, but thank you, calculator, for helping us. Now, the bottom numbers are all the same, so we don't really have to worry about these, right? Bottom numbers are all the same, so we can kind of forget about them a little bit. So let's add our x's first. Let's take care of those. Here we have a positive 144 fifths x's. And here we have a negative 38 fifths x. I'm going to type that in my calculator as 144 plus negative 38. Plussing a negative is the same as minusing that same number. So I'm going to do plus the negative. And let's see how many we get. We have 144 positives. And we're adding 38 negatives. We're subtracting 38. Again, they're the same. We are left with 106 fifths. 106 fifths of an x. Now let's count up our ones. We have 480 ones, or 480 fifths, which like ones, plus 95 fifths, plus 95. 575 fifths, plus 575. Now this answer should be good enough, but because I want to make the simplest answer I can, I'm going to simplify this fraction and do 575 divided by 5, top number divided by bottom number, to get 115. So I'm going to type my answer in as 106 fifths of an x plus 115. 106 fifths, 115. 106 fifths, 115. 106 fifths x plus 15. Almost on our last question. Okay, last question. Okay, we're going to distribute again. So we're going to do -6 times these numbers. We're going to do this -5 times these numbers. Okay, so -6 times -3. Type that in your calculator. You would get +18. -6 times +9, you would get, I'll keep the plus, you would get a -54 xy. Now, this -5 or -5 times -2 would turn it into a +10. -5 times -2 is +10 x, y, and -5 times -8 is negative or +40. A negative times a negative is a positive. So that would be +40. So it gets kind of wacky with this minus sign in front of the parentheses. When you having the minus sign in front of the parentheses means everything in the parentheses is minusing. So I'm minusing this -2, which when you minus a negative turns into a positive. I'm minusing this -8. When you have two minuses, when you minus a negative, it turns into a plus. So now let's get our answer. Now that we're at the end of this assignment, I'm going to go a little faster now that we're in the last stage. So 18, we have a +18 right here, and a +40. How much does that make? 18 positives plus 40 positives. That gives us 58 positives. And then we have a -54 plus 10. We'll type that in our calculator. 54 plus 10 is -44. -44 y and a +58. Wrote that in a wacky order, but -44 xy plus 58. Let's see if that's right. -44 xy, 58. -44 xy, 58. -44 xy plus 58. Check and done. Oh yeah. Okay. If you need any more help with this homework, please send me a Canvas message. And good luck.